What's up, folks? Country Cousin Greg here, and I'm back here with another video. I have a great idea. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I finally have got to the point where I feel like it's time to do it. And basically, I'm gonna tie up a jig. As you see, I have a little vise in front of me. We're gonna tie a jig up. We're gonna tie this jig up. I'm gonna tie two. So if I lose one, I have a backup. I'm gonna tie two jigs. I'm gonna make them identical, and we're gonna take them fishing, and we're gonna see if we can catch crappie on them. But enough talking. Let's get to making the jig. Oh, all right. This is gonna have to do for today's video. I have to go get me a tripod. But we're gonna tie up a jig head with a little chrome head. Today it's overcast. It's really windy. The crappie should be fired up. A simple bucktail jig. Now, this is all my fur and stuff in here. I have some squirrel tails in here. I have some bucktails. I have a feather. I have a duck feather. Duck wing in here. All type of stuff. So I think I'm gonna start. I'm gonna make like a white. I'm gonna try to make like a natural color jig. We're gonna do a white jig. So I'm just gonna. All right. That's what we're gonna use for our body right there. Got a black tail. We're gonna make these black and white, just standard black and white and chrome. Try to mimic, you know, like bait fish. Basically, that's what we're going for. Bait fish. All right, that's better. Okay, so we're gonna do a chrome head. I'm thinking black, white, and black and white with a silver head. I'm not gonna do any flash or anything. I'm just gonna keep this jig. It's basic. This time of year, you can go out and catch crappie from the bank. Now, where we going? Still have not made my mind up where we're gonna go fishing today. I'm gonna start off with some black. And I'm just gonna kind of go back and trim this stuff. Fairly small, just so we can increase our chances of catching today. Cause I honestly believe when you start using those jigs that's about an inch, from an inch and a half. I know most standard crappie jigs are like 2 inches, but I kind of feel like those inch and a half baits, inch and a half. Well, I said it correct the first time. Those inch and a half baits can be really deadly, especially for winter time. Oh snap, I didn't want to have to put that much thread on this jig. I'm trying to get to a point where I get these baits uniform, and that's just gonna take some time. All right, so we're gonna grab our whip finishing tool. Tie this up. Start this. It's 1 knot. I usually do about 3 knots, between like 4 to 5 wraps. I know some people some fly tire, like I've been watching. Some people like go out and buy like some Sally Hansen's, I believe it's called, or like super glue and super gluers. I just tie mine. So I don't know if that scent, I don't know if that was, what's the name, like cause like a different scent to throw the fish off. There's our first jig. It's nothing crazy. Got some black on top and some white on bottom. I'm gonna trim this. This is a pretty big jig. It looks pretty big, but it's really not. I'm gonna trim it. I'm gonna use my knuckle. That's how I kind of, the size of the hook from the shank of the hook to the actual jig is about the size of my knuckle, and I'm gonna do half of that for for the tail. There we go. Because this is a fairly big hook. Now, how to trim a tail. I'm not the best at it, but usually I kind of go at an angle. I try to go at an angle best as I can to kind of keep that natural flare look on a crappie jig. And there it is. There's our first bucktail jig. It's nothing crazy. See, this tail rotated, so it's not sitting down as good as I want. But look at that. That's gonna catch a crappie. That's gonna catch a crappie. It's a little big. It's a little big. It's a tad big, but that's our first one. That's our first one. And then we're gonna tie up another one. There it is. I'm just gonna wrap. My first wrap's gonna be pretty loose. I try to get it. Then I'm gonna slowly kind of tighten it up because I don't want the material to kind of flare up like it did last time. Alright, so it twisted it. I wasn't holding it as firm as I should, but it's okay. Gotta keep this jig in focus. Now we're gonna go black. Hold it right here. Same thing. I'm gonna hold this pretty tight. See it's. Let me go on and tie it. Before I trim it this time, I'm gonna go and tie it up. This jig's looking good. This jig is looking good. 1, 2, 3. Tie. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Look at that jig, y'all. It doesn't look like real big right now on camera, but that is bigger than I like. You can kind of see the comparison. Like, you could probably use these to catch like trout, but one, the white is on the bottom and the black is on the bottom on the other, so pretty similar, but I can't do them 100% identical. I had to make them a little different. This one's a little bit more thick. This one has a little bit. I kind of want to trim it down. Let's trim it a little bit. Let's just take a little bit of material like this. All right, there's our jigs. The rod's already in the truck. I'll see you guys back at the pond. Wherever we decide to go fishing. I'll see you guys. Oh, let's zoom out. Let me show you side by side. So that's jig number 2. Well, this is jig number 1. This is the first jig we tied, and we went back and tied this one right here. They're pretty identical. Only difference is I did white on the bottom of this one and black on the bottom of this one, but you get it. Silverheads. Let's go fishing. We got our jigs. That chair's broke. That chair is broken, brother. That chair. Huh?
That time I had when I left my car told and car just took the bass pole and walked around with the bass pole.
Talking about Joe Tucker Lake? Or where we went yesterday?
Joe Tucker Lake. I had to go like 3 bags. And I said, damn. It's pretty good fish. Yeah, when I took that, I took this pole out there. Now this one I had that other burgundy pole. And hooking that hard. He broke off. Let me drag in and hooking the kitchen one.
Let's see. That's all it is. Just sitting there. Good and two. Good and two. There's our first crappie of the day, Ken folks. On a jig we just tied this morning. Well, not this morning, earlier today. Good size. Yeah, that's a keeper. Oh, that's a big one. When I cleaned them fish, that was the whitest fish I've seen in a long time. That's how you want to eat it. Just tied that jig up. Oh, he was not coming off. Yeah, he came up, he shot up off the bottom and ate that. Alright, thank you for watching this video. You guys let me know what you want to see next. And like I said, on all my other videos, Country Boy Passion. I'm out.